Welcome to Open Invite. Today's guest is a model, actress, nutritionist, podcast host, all of the above. She is the girlfriend to former light heavyweight champion of the UFC, Jamahal Hill, and she has an incredible amount of experience behind the scenes. And strap in because today's an awesome episode. Please welcome my good friend, Adaire.
I'm so happy to see you.
Me too.
You cut your hair off.
Yeah,
It looks
I keep
cool,
forgetting.
though.
Thank you. I just cut my hair myself.
You cut your hair yourself? That?
Mm-hmm.
You know how to cut hair?
No, I just sit there until it looks good enough. Yeah.
It took me 3 days.
If you look close enough, it looks bad.
No, I can't tell at all.
How have you been? Where have you been?
Everywhere.
Yeah, right?
I've been, so Texas is still like a base for me,
Mm-hmm.
even though people just assume I'm not here anymore. Vegas.
But you're not here often, right?
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's between Vegas and Michigan
Mhm.
mainly. So
Okay.
just going back and forth. A bit Vegas the most.
Yeah. What's on Michigan?
That's where Jamal's from. So
Okay.
that's his, his home base there.
Mm-hmm.
He has a house there, has a house in Vegas. So just going back and forth. And
Do you mostly go to Vegas because of the PI, the UFC PI?
well, originally we went to Vegas because he had to relocate out there to recover from the Achilles injury.
That's right.
Yeah.
A couple fights ago, like 3 or 4 fights ago.
I believe he's the first fighter. If not, he was the first top fighter to have an Achilles tear.
Damn.
So they didn't really know like
How to treat it?
They brought a lot of things in, a lot of different new theories, ideas. It was a crazy process.
Damn.
Do you edit? Like, do you cut it up or you just kind of let it go the whole time?
There's a lot of cutting back and forth to make the conversation as fluid as possible. And that's to my detriment because I feel like most people care mostly about the clips and not so much about the long format.
Yeah,
but
people love clips.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, people say they watch like really big podcasts and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't. They
Yeah.
just follow the pages that post the clips,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, like Theo Von.
Yeah.
Not many people actually sit and watch his whole interview, but man, those clips, they love those damn
How
clips.
can you? There's so many.
There's many and they're long.
You know, he edits his own podcasts.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I respect that so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I did not know that about him.
To be fair, like all he does outside of that is very seldom he does a like podcast appearance and then he'll do shows, but those are spread out. And so most of his time is dedicated to editing his podcast. If he's traveling, he'll bring his laptop with him and he'll edit wherever. And he also has the same approach as I have, where it's like we want to make the guest feel as fluid. And one thing that I thought about, it's like if you get an editor, you as a host or whoever, you don't know how they're going to make the guest look or how they're going to make you look, because you kind of have to have that eye on it, unless you do something where it's just completely like one fluid conversation all the way through.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, it's not that you got to be brave for that, but it's just there's so much that can go wrong. Somebody can accidentally say something that they didn't mean to say.
Yeah.
You can lose the attention of the audience. You know, that's a very real possibility.
Yeah, it happens.
I would love to get to a point where I just don't care about the long format and I just post the long format with cutting back and forth between cameras. Do you know much about that?
I do. I'm sorry, my phone is ringing. I thought I turned it off.
I thought you put it over there.
She's so unprofessional. It's my mother.
You need to answer it? Go ahead if you need to.
Hey, Mom, I'm recording. Oh, okay. Okay, love you too. Bye. Let me turn that all the way off. My bad.
I thought you put it over there. Do you have 2 phones as well?
I do.
Okay.
One for the hose and one for the money.
Mm-hmm. You gotta. There's so many benefits to having 2 phones.
It really is.
When I considered getting 2 phones, I looked at videos like, why would somebody want 2 phones? And then somebody listed off so many reasons, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, I used to think it was stupid too, like a flex. But then I was like, actually, especially if your phone plan like kind of allows you to have another one and you don't have to pay a stupid amount of money.
There's a conspiracy here. Why do they always offer us another line?
I don't know. But they did. They offered me another line and I was like, sure.
You think they're trying to triangulate our positions even more?
Probably.
Now I got you thinking.
They're watching us right now. They're listening right now.
I have the second phone for work.
Yeah.
So I can separate the two. And because I get a lot of calls back from all these clients and stuff. And it's like, I don't want to be mixing. It's not like I use either one of the two a lot.
Yeah. No, but it's good. I feel like it's a sense of organization.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And then I have different phones connected to different Bluetooth stuff. One's connected to my car. Like you can be on the phone while on GPS and stuff like that. There's just so many reasons.
Yeah. I do that too. So
Nice.
like, okay, I'm probably cheating here, but what happens is one of my phones tracks my driving for insurance purposes. So I get like a really good deal on insurance.
Yeah.
So it's tracking how I drive and stuff. So if you're on your phone, you pick it up or you're using it for anything, it like goes against you. So that's why I use my other phone.
That's hilarious.
For like, navigation and stuff. I never have to pick up my actual phone.
That phone is probably saving you more money than it's costing you.
Right?
Pro tip for everyone out there.
There you go.
You mentioned just a second ago that like it was a flex. There's something that I wanted to talk to you about because I feel like there's something that you can relate to me more than anyone that I probably know, is the idea of like celebrities and famous people who are notable.
Yeah.
There's been so many times where there's somebody that I know that's like notable, and then you see how other people act with them, and you're just like, damn, that's fucking cringe. And it's like when you've met so many notable people, you really start to realize that people are just people.
Yeah.
And some people have more clout attached. Some people have more fame attached or whatever. And really, all that is, to me at least, is that they're people who can sell things easier.
Yeah.
But they're still just people.
Have you seen that whole thing going on with Cardi B?
What's happening with her?
This lady is suing her, who was a security guard. She was going to the gynecologist she was pregnant at the time. She was just going to get checked, like every woman does when they're pregnant. She called in advance. She wanted to make sure there wasn't going to be a lot of people there or anybody there. So she set it up to where she could go in peace and have her appointment, right?
Yeah.
The security guard, I guess, in the building recognized Cardi B, and she pulls out her phone and starts recording her. And Cardi is asking can you please not do that?
Yeah.
Right. And, supposedly the lady was like, this is my fucking building. This is my phone. I can do what I want.
Yeah.
Because she recognizes her. She knows who she is. And she's following her around, recording her. And in that moment, you're like, I'm pregnant. I'm here for my appointment.
Yeah.
Can you just respect that time? Right.
Yeah. She's a human too.
She's a human.
As crazy and out there as she is.
Right. And she's like, I didn't have my wig on. I didn't have my makeup on. I didn't feel like talking to anybody. I called in advance to make sure this didn't happen. And so it got out of hand. The lady, I guess there was some type of altercation that supposedly happened. And the lady lost her job. So she's suing Cardi B for $25 million.
25 million?
Yeah. Million.
Where's the basis for this?
I know. And so I was like, what is that? What is that where when we see somebody that we recognize, that maybe we've seen on TV or, on social media, whatever, why do we think we have a right to invade their space, without asking?
Yeah.
I always respect the people that come up and they're like, hey, I'm sorry. Is it a good time? Do you mind? Those are the people who are like, yes, all the time. Right.
Yeah.
It's the people that kind of lurk around the corner and they start following you around and pulling out their phone and pretending they're not recording you, but they are. And it's like, God dang, man. It's just, I don't know.
Well,
it's weird.
The phenomena that is this is the parasocial relationships between what can be seen as celebrities and then people who can be seen as viewers. And so one of the biggest, let's say, outbreaks of this is in the streaming world.
Yeah.
So there's these people who are online every single day, 8 hours a day, 4 hours a day, and there's people who are watching them all this time. And so the people who are on this side of the screen don't know any of the audience members.
Right.
They can see screen names and they can identify people who have donated and stuff like that. But
the people viewing feel like they know you.
Yeah, they know you very well. And so what happens is a lot of these streamers, they burn out. And they are closer to, let's say, normal, regular people than what a celebrity would be. Right. Not to say that a celebrity is not a real person. They are.
Right.
But there's a different...
Well, I know what you mean in terms of like access, you know, and I guess transparency of like your life and stuff. Because like most of these streamers are in their house. Yeah. You know, you see everything. You see everyone. It's very private. It's a very private thing, and they talk about everything. And
they have to do certain things because what's going on now is they're doing a lot of what's called IRL streaming, and that means that they're moving the camera around with them. And so in
real life,
yes, that's what IRL means in real life. And so what they're doing is they're having to take precautions like don't point the camera at the window, don't have the camera particularly in your kitchen. Don't really look at the layout of your living room and stuff because what people can do is they can go on like Zillow and figure out literally what their address is based on the type of countertops you have, the window structures, what's on the outside. You have people who are like GeoGuessr experts. You know what GeoGuessr is? GeoGuessr are people who can...
I'm assuming it's something with your location.
Yes, they can guess your geolocation. It's a game.
It's a game?
What
kind of game is that?
It's just called GeoGuessr. What people do is like they will start with just a screenshot from a Google Maps car, and they will kind of be able to pan around, zoom and stuff and try to figure out where they are. They can go to the map and place it. The closer they are to the real location, the higher the score. But the crazy thing is some of these people are insane. They've gotten so good at this that they can find your location even if you're inside somewhere. Like if you test one of these guys and you're like, what bacon, egg, and cheese melt am I eating at? What restaurant am I at? And they can look at all the different things and they can find out exactly where you are.
Wow. That makes sense though. It really does. Because we post a lot of, when I say we, I mean like it's people right now in the landscape that we're in with social media. We post a lot of stuff. Even if we don't show where we are, you know.
People can look at like, let's say your Facebook and all of the photos that you've had, they can try to piece together like, okay, these photos belong with this house that they live at. This one over here. Yeah. Here's where they went to vacation.
Yeah.
And they can really start to put together a virtual map of where you were and where you are on a consistent basis.
I wonder if those are the same people that always find out where the fighter hotels are.
Oh, 100%.
Because they don't ever release. They did this last time in Baku when we were overseas. They had a big ass UFC sign out in the front. Like,
wow.
Okay, yeah.
Way to give it out.
Right. But they usually don't. They usually don't say anything. They keep it very private, but people always find out where they are. And so there will be people standing out there all day. I'm starting at like 5 a.m. There will be people just waiting with posters, cameras, wherever, just posted up outside. And then you have security in the lobby making sure that people aren't getting in and following people to their rooms or anything like that. It's really crazy.
I've always been astounded by the lack of security when it comes to fighter hotels.
Dude.
Any regional scene, even UFC cards, basically they choose the closest hotels. And so all you have to do is triangulate like the closest hotels to the venue.
Yeah.
Figure out
usually a nice one, right? So it's like, okay, was this? Yeah, right.
Look for the Sprinter vans.
Right? The vans. Yeah, I'd never even thought about that. And then you can go online and see what's available and what's not. You know? So it's like if this hotel's booked out, they're probably, I never thought about that.
And they should have floors that are dedicated to fighters, because sometimes what you'll see is just like candid videos of people like, oh, look, ran into Rampage at this hotel or wherever. And it's like, there's so much bad that could happen there.
Dude.
Because there's not security on every floor.
We were in Baku in the fighter rooms, like the warm-up rooms.
Yeah.
That are... So every hotel has this. They'll have a floor that has like a warm-up room, and then they have the fighters' names listed on who is in each room. So you know by the red corner, the blue corner, who's in each room. Yep. There was a guy in there. I don't know how he got in. No, he must have done this so many times because nobody questioned why he was there. He was sitting inside of the warm-up room. People are cutting weight. People are working out. They're going over plans together.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there getting picture. And I guess people thought he was like
media or something
on someone's team. No, not media. Because they don't even let media back there.
Yeah.
I saw him a couple times in there. He popped in that specific time we were there, did a little recording, and then just walked out. We're like, okay, that's strange. So me and his manager chased the guy down and was like, hey, man, what are you doing? Yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just, immediately he didn't lie or anything. He was just like, my bad. I'm just a fan. And he's like, you got to delete that. You got to delete it. So he pulled out his phone, showed us that he was deleting it. We made him go to his deletion folder and he deleted it from there. And we were like, thanks, man. Like, if you want a picture or anything, like, just let us know.
Oh, that's nice.
But it was nice of him to do that. But I was like, dang, how did he get in here? So he got through the front, got on the right floor, figured out what floor it was on, got past the security on that floor, and then got in the room. And I was like, bro, where is everybody?
Where are these checkpoints?
That's paid to do their job to make sure this doesn't happen. So I don't know,
some people
man.
don't even care that much. I had to like sneak my way in to like all the way through. I was even able to find media passes that allowed me to go everywhere. And I was like, this is so shady. I can't believe I was able to do this. But my point is also that the people at the checkpoints, they're not paid enough to care.
Yeah.
I was able to, this is what's called social engineering. I was able to social engineer my way in just by kind of acting like I was supposed to be there, knowing things, knowing where I was going, because I had already been there before. So if you kind of like are walking with a purpose, people just don't really question you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like walk like you're supposed to be there. I tell people that all the time. Like, if you just walk in a room like you're supposed to be there, you'd be surprised how many people ask, who are you? Instead of like, why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
Who is this person?
There are certain people. Are you familiar with the WNBA?
Not like personally, but
okay.
Yeah.
One of the big problems that I see is that there's only certain players that are worth a crazy amount of money to the league or to the organization, whatever organization this is. And these are the people who get around the clock security.
Yeah.
No one else does.
Mm-hmm.
You can provide your own. You're probably not making enough money to justify, but honestly, it should be justified because of the level of harm that someone can do. There's crazy fans out there and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's only a couple, like Caitlin Clark is one that's like, you can't social engineer your way to being next to Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
There's like 5 levels of security to get to her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because she is worth that much money to the organization.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's interesting.
That really sucks for the rest.
It's kind of the same thing in UFC.
Yeah, some of the stars, like you can run into, let's say, prelim card fighters all day in the fighter lobby. Sometimes they love it. Mm-hmm. Like they're like, oh yeah, I'm being recognized by the fans. And it's like, even though they're on the biggest organization that they could be on, but it's very rare that you'll casually bump into a main card fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, it is very different. It's a very different level of everything. Everything changes. Like when you get to like, I would say like top 5, especially when you're champion.
Yeah. There's no way.
Everything is like taken care of.
And plus your schedule is like completely booked to the max.
It's very busy.
Yeah.
Very, very busy.
Which is something that particularly in the UFC, they do such a good job of promoting the fights and getting all these media opportunities and photo opportunities for these fighters. I don't think it's fair to be real with you.
What do you mean? It's not fair to like everybody?
It's not fair to the fighter. I get that the fight needs to be promoted, but they're going in there to like risk a lot of bodily harm.
Oh yeah, it's so dangerous.
And it's nerve-wracking. And it's like you're out here having to go talk to Schmo or talk to Nina or talk to whoever, all these little tiny things leading up to the fight, when all you really want to do, what I would imagine, what I've heard from other UFC fighters is all you really want to do is just lock in.
Yeah. Yeah, fight week is definitely during fight week, because fight week is like the final week of like making weight. You've gotten through camp, you've gone through the worst parts of camp, and you just kind of get to this point where you're like tunnel vision, and all I want to do is get in the cage. Like that's it. That's all they think about. Media, I mean, not everybody handles it well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially when they're dieting. Like that's just tough, and you're asking them they want to rest too. They're tired.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you got this meeting over here in China at this time. We got to be here on this. And it's back to back. Like they send us a schedule in advance, and it's like starting at 9 a.m., 9:15, 9:30, 9:45. Like it just goes down, and you have to go almost like
a circuit.
A circuit of like, all right, next. And it's cool because everybody there for the most part is really nice. And like for us specifically, like Jamahal's team, Jamahal's really good at talking with people. He always tries to have fun where he goes. I'm always trying to have fun. His team is fun. So we make light of these things. Like he's not like walking around angry and we're just like all, walking on eggshells. It's not like that. We have a pretty good time when we do it. But I will say it's like all they want to do is fight, man. Every single one of them just want to fight. That's all that's their job. Yeah. That's all they care about, And then the conference that they do in advance, those ones are the ones that they hate most of the time. Because they just ask stupid questions sometimes. They're like, why am I here?
They're getting asked the same questions that they've
over
already answered.
In different ways, or they try to ask bait questions to
get a click.
Yeah, to get a click on their channel. And it's just, it sucks because even in the world of journalism, which is actually why I decided to kind of let the journalism part go.
Yeah.
Once I saw how people care more about clickbait, drama, gossip, going with the narrative of what people like versus what's reality, I was like, this isn't journalism. That's not, it's not reality. I know a lot of people have stuff to say about Nina, but Nina's wonderful because she sits and she talks to people and you actually get to learn stuff about them that you didn't know before, like on a personal level. And isn't that the point? You can actually learn something about these people that you watch all the time, that you're spending thousands of dollars on to travel, buy tickets, go to these meet and greets, like who are you doing this for? And then you get a chance to do that when you watch her stuff.
Yeah. I have a problem with how she's treated. I feel like she takes a lot of abuse.
Oh my God, they're so mean to her. I mean, she's awesome. She don't give a shit.
Yeah.
She doesn't care. She's tough skin. She used to be a professional model. She traveled all over the world. So she has, and I know this because I'm a professional model too. And her and I've talked about this. And it's like, I don't think people understand how hard that industry is and how much tough skin you have to have. Like, you have to have so much thick skin. It's damn near impossible to get to you. Right. So she's had to.
Thank God for her that her husband's her cinematographer.
Yeah. They work together.
Yeah.
They do everything together. It's really awesome. And so she's like, I have thick skin. Like I've been through it all and I've seen it all and I've had to do the most uncomfortable, with my body, just be in these requirements and always being picked at. That's what all modeling is just constantly being criticized by multiple people all the time.
Yeah.
And you get used to it. And then she went into MMA and it was like, this is a piece of cake.
Yeah, right.
I can deal with this.
Dude, tell me I just get to talk to people?
Yeah, I get to talk to people now. I don't care, and laugh and make funny content. She's good at it. And yeah, I think her treatment is unfair too, but whatever. If they can do it better, then let them. Show her how her job is done. If you can do it so well.
Yeah.
Right?
The one thing that, I get that people can have thick skin and it comes with the job. The one thing I took particular objection to was one of the fighters who put something sharp up to her throat and actually pressed down a little bit and was like, who's going to win the fight? Who
was that? You don't have to tell me. I don't remember this.
We'll bleep it out, but I'm pretty sure it was.
For real?
That motherfucker is he's so rude.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never met him. I've seen him, never met him though.
But I think he was asking who was going to win the fight.
This was recent.
Yes, this was a couple weeks ago.
I was going to say, because she just did an interview with him. I did not see that.
Who's on his team? Oh, it was Kazmat Chimaev. So Kazmat Chimaev was going to fight and is asking her, it's like, who's going to win, Kazmat or the other person? He's basically baiting her to say Kazmat. But like, you can see the uncomfortability in her, and it's like, her husband's right there.
I wonder if she knew that was going to happen. Like, do you think it was set up? Like, she knew it was going to happen. It was like supposed to
She looked nervous. And when he was pressing it down on her throat, she was like, he's actually putting some pressure here. She looked nervous. And it's like with a lot of these people, I'm sure.
I haven't even seen it. I haven't even seen that.
Yeah, if you look at it, I bet you it'll make your skin crawl a little bit.
Huh.
Yeah. And maybe this is something that, like, you know, the MMA world doesn't want to really highlight. No one really talked about it. No one make us big. I looked it up to see if anybody made us think about it, and nobody did. But I took particular.
That's so interesting because they have so much to say when other fighters do something small, like make a comment that they don't like.
Yeah. But someone is literally or playfully threatening someone just for her to say that Kazmat Jamah's going to win. You know, it's like, this is fucked up. And
I think it's hard I do think it's hard being a woman in a male dominated sport. And then, you know, also she's a pretty girl. And I think people just assume, they're going to assume like, okay, well, I've heard all kinds of things, and it's just, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Even for me, it was exhausting because I started off doing journalism.
Yeah.
Got over into the commentating space, and a bunch of opportunities just kept coming. And I was like, do I want to play this game? Do I want to, you know, fight for respect and always have to put down these really hard boundaries because so-and-so might want to, you know, have ill intentions, or might have their own agenda, the personal agenda, you know, towards me. And it's like, I don't have time for that shit. I don't have time for it.
Yeah. What I love so much about the path that you took is that, like, because there's several paths you can take. And one is for the betterment of your social status and of like your perceived, let's say, value as a person or as a celebrity. At least from what it looks like to me, is that you found a way that you can contribute actually to your team.
Yeah, something
Jamahal
bigger
is
than
your
me.
team.
Yeah.
And you went into nutrition. So you actually found a way to contribute in a positive way that doesn't actually like bring you to the forefront. It's more for the betterment of the whole. And I love seeing that.
It was beautiful. It was like it was a crazy experience. So this is how it happened.
Okay.
Let me see how it happened. So we are in Omaha, and he's training with Anthony Smith. Okay.
Yeah.
So he starts his fight camp out there, and then like the plan was to move it back home or move it to Vegas. And he had a guy that he was paying out in Omaha to just bring him meals every day. He would drop him off in the morning, drop one off at night or whatever.
Yeah.
Make sure he had his meals out. And so it was cool. It was working. And then the end of the week, we come back from practice and there's a bag on the door.
His meal prep?
It was supposed to be a meal prep. And we open it and it's Chipotle.
Chipotle.
It's Chipotle. Chipotle.
You can't be having that.
He brought Chipotle. And I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You know? And Jamahal was like, I'm not paying somebody. Like, I could have DoorDashed this. And he's paying this guy a pretty good amount of money every week to make sure that these meals are done. And I guess the guy works in a kitchen somewhere. So, we appreciated it, but it was like, this is not meeting the tier of what he needs.
Yeah.
Right. And this is coming from having Ian Larios as his chef. So Ian, have you heard of Ian?
Yeah.
All right. Ian is like top security that you call when you get to the top. like, all right, we got everything in order. Now it's time to get the best of the best.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ian has cooked for Daniel Cormier, Israel Adesanya, Yair Rodriguez, Bilal.
The household names.
Obviously, Jamahal. And he's cooking for these guys, not at the beginning of their career, champions.
Yeah.
He's cooking for them, getting ready for championships, defending championships. Like that's his level of cooking. And his whole idea was to change the culture of weight cut. That was his approach to fighters in cooking, because he's like, nobody wants to feel like they are dieting, especially when you're at that level You got to feel good. It's really, really important that people are enjoying the food that they're eating while they're cutting weight at the same time.
Yeah.
So I was around Ian. I've watched Ian do, because I have this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have this thing where I'm very particular about cooking for my man.
Okay.
Okay. So that's really important to me. That's if another woman ever cooked for my man, that's worse than another woman sleeping with my man. That's, to me, I'm like,
shit.
yeah, I'm like, oh, that's like, you've completely, like, we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, we're like never coming back from that.
Yeah.
So it's just, maybe that's a Southern in me. I don't know, but it's just something I enjoy.
That is so interesting.
Yeah. And so I have a really, like, that's a really important thing for me. So Ian comes in and Ian's cooking for him and bringing him his meals, you know, and I'm like, well, what do I do?
Yeah.
Right. So Ian was so sweet. He would let me bring some of the plates to Jamahal.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or I would just ask him questions. I would just stand in there asking him questions like, okay, what's this? Or what's this? Like, what are you doing? And I would just stand in the kitchen and, you know, watch him cook, and he would just tell me things. And then, so for this particular camp where the guy brings Chipotle, we're like, we need Ian, man. Where's Ian at? Now, Ian's gotten so good that he's on tour now with Jelly Roll.
Damn.
Right? So we can't steal him from Jelly Roll. But what Ian did do is he agreed to basically be my instructor or teacher during the whole camp.
Your mentor?
Yeah.
You got mentored by Ian?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Literally the best of the best. Like, oh my God. Yeah. So he agreed to do that. And I had already learned enough, you know, from watching. I do know how to cook. I just never thought I would be cooking like at that level, right?
Yeah.
My dad's a really good chef. My best friend is an actual chef. My brother and sister, they're all good cooks. So like we grew up cooking. I was forced to cook when I was like 11. Dang. So I've always grown up knowing how to.
You're not scared of the kitchen at all.
No, not at all. It's like a science project. You know, I'm a science nerd, so it works out for me very well. So yeah, Ian. I'm so grateful for him, and I'm truly blessed. I'm really truly blessed because I would not have this approach to it, you know, if I didn't know, like,
if you weren't shadowing him.
Yeah. So yeah, he's sending me things, he's helping me with plans, and then on top of that, I have the head nutritionist at the PI, and they're making plans with me, and they're like it's a big process. Yeah. And we sit down and we talk about, right, this is what he likes to eat. He has a, you know, preference with certain consistencies of things. So we're like, okay, he won't do this. He won't do this. I'm like, he doesn't like this. He's not going to eat that. So we have to tailor things down. And then he has a sweet tooth, right? He likes his sugar. Man likes his sweets. So it's like, okay, I got to make sure I put that component in there too.
What can he eat? Sweet potato?
He can eat sweet potatoes.
I mean, I'm trying to think what other sweet things.
All kinds of sauces that you make, that you can make from scratch. And that's when I put his supplements in there because he doesn't like to take his supplements. So I'll make like a sauce on top of like Asian or Thai cuisine. Yeah. And like put it over top. He don't even know. Yeah. He don't even know. He just got all his magnesium and all of that in one sitting, you know. And it works out because nobody wants to eat broccoli and asparagus and salmon and then pop pills every day, you know, like that's just, nobody wants to do that.
There's something mental about that too.
It is. It's a negative association with food and your camp. Yeah. So you want to take that psychological component out for them, right? And so while they're going through camp, it's important to make sure that, you know, their energy's good, that their head's not hurting, that you don't want too much depletion because obviously we're eating at a calorie deficit. So they're going to be losing a lot of weight. They're working out multiple hours in a day, twice a day. And it's like, all right, how do we make sure they're energized? We don't want any depletion. We got to make sure they're cognitively aware, you know. So all of these things are in my mind and in the team's mind. I have charts. I have charts. I have a whiteboard on the wall. I keep awesome. Up with like weight and like the projection. We have a projection of the weight, you know, cuts and where he should be by this time. and I'm always ahead of it. And the reason why this is a big deal is because he's losing like 50 pounds, 30 to 50 pounds. The last 2 fights has been 50 pounds in less than like 10 weeks, right? Most people on average, it takes them a year to lose like 30 pounds or 50.
Yeah, this is extreme.
It's extreme weight cut. And so it's like, okay, I would not recommend that. It's not healthy, but my job and his nutrition, our team's job is to make sure that he gets there the safest way possible, right? So there is no depletion in the cage. There is no like, okay, because you've seen what happens when those guys get really bad weight cuts. First of all, your jaw is completely vulnerable.
You're emaciated. Oh yeah.
And so you're easier to knock out.
There's less water in your brain.
You can have organs that are a little bit more, they're weaker. So if you get hit, it's not going to be the same impact as it did if you had a healthy weight cut.
Yeah.
So it's been really, really interesting. And it's so fun because it's just science. It's truly just science for me. And I've learned Jamahal. I just kind of listen to what he wants, what he likes. And my job is just to keep his taste buds happy and make sure that he makes
weight.
The
volcano goes off.
Yeah, make sure he makes weight. So, and he has made a statement recently that, he's going to do a better job in the future, making sure that he doesn't have to lose that much weight. That doesn't need to be the focus in his camp, stuff like that. But as far as my job goes, and what I provide, I just love doing it. I absolutely love doing it. And it's like, and it's enjoyable because other people get to eat this stuff too. So I have, like, his coaches have tried my stuff. And when he has people that come in that he brings in for his fight camps that fly in and stay in town, they're eating our stuff. And they're like, this is only 400 calories, like they can't believe what they're eating. And now I'm getting to this thing where I'm making desserts that are healthy. Bro, the PI actually asked me about one of my peach cobbler. I had like a peach cobbler dessert that I did. And they were asking me about it. I was like, nah, I can't give y'all that one.
That one stays with me.
That one stays with me. So, but it's cool. And so now, I'm getting my certification. I'll be certified through the PI. So I'll be like one of their, like in the system. If anybody's looking for a chef, you just go in and, my name will pop up. But it's just such a cool experience. And it's so gratifying for me. Because I'm like, I'm not in the front, but I'm a part of something that's bigger than me and more important. And I think I know fighting is hard. It's so hard. People that just train just to stay in shape talk about how hard the shit is. But when it's actually your job and that's all you have to do.
And you're competing against the best in the world?
The best in the world. It's another level. It's truly another level where it's like to the point of where a hairline can be maximized on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like anything can happen. Truly anything can happen at the top level. So it's just way more intense. It's crazy, man.
And so you're part of this like bigger system, a bigger purpose. You understand that the fighting should be number one. You do have all these people that are out in the peripherals and everyone's trying to make a name for themselves. You've kind of like detached yourself from that mentality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And it works out because Jamahal's, we're very compatible in terms of like our ideas of like maybe a relationship and the way, man and woman can benefit each other. And it works because like he supports me and it's like, okay, it's awesome because it's not like there's some women that are like, they want to do so much in life and they want to chase after like that name and, whatever. And I could have done that. I could have went that route. I could have had my own show on ESPN. I could have had my own show on CBS. I could have been on a panel with other, analysts and stuff. And I was like, that's not contributing to my life as a whole. Like, you meet somebody and this person becomes one of the most important things to you. And it's like, okay, what can we do for our life together?
Yeah.
Right. And instead of me going out and working with other men that could fire and replace me, why don't I work with the man that protects me and loves me and respects me, and I don't have to worry about his intention of secretly trying to sleep with me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I already am.
Yeah.
We're already together. But I love our dynamic because he has allowed me to kind of sit back and just enjoy unfolding as a feminine woman, truly. Like, and I haven't experienced that before, ever. Damn. I've never experienced that before. And he doesn't try to control that. He just gives me this space. If I get too far on the line where it seems like, okay, I'm trying to do something that's crossing over for me, where I'm going to start depleting myself, or I'm going to start having to get in that grind mode in business.
Commodifying your life, turning it into a business.
Yeah. Then he's like, look, it's going to take from who you are if you do that. Right. And I'm like, all right. So it's worked out for me because I'm doing something I love for somebody I love. And then, he's appreciative of it. We go everywhere together. We do everything together. We even have a show together. So we do, he respects me enough to have me on the show with him, where we have other top UFC fighters that come in and we talk about, the sport and
he actually respects your perspective and your analysis.
Yeah. Well, even when he's preparing for fights, we sit down and we'll watch stuff, and, he'll kind of ask me what I see. I never tell him what to do. Never, ever tell him what to do. Even if he wants to do something I don't agree with, because it's not my place. I don't believe. Damn. No, it's not my place. I don't believe it's, because we will do this as girls. We will exhaust ourselves telling men what to do. I just let them do whatever you think you need to do. All right, I'm gonna support it. If he's wrong, he comes back. He's like, all right, that wasn't a good idea. I shouldn't have done that. I will advise him and I'll tell him what I think. And I'll always ask him, like, you want to hear what I think? He's like, sure. And then I tell him. He's done that after every fight. And he'll come to me and he's like, what do you think? Why do you think this happened? Or, what did you see? And I'll tell him, and he just listens. And then, so it's just a good dynamic. It just freaking works, man. It just works. And I love it.
Maybe this is something that shouldn't be spoken about, and maybe it's a little too off topic, but you get this, there's this concept of how, like, women won't submit to their husbands or to their partner, but they'll definitely submit to their boss. You ever heard about that?
Yeah.
It's like, someone's like, so your boss tells you what to do, you do it, but you won't do it for your husband. And I've thought about that, and I'm just like, damn, that is true. Like, some women have more respect for a guy who is not a part of their team and not a part of their family, not a part of their daily system, and they'll do whatever for them. Yeah. And you've just decided, the hell with all that. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm going to do what my man says, and we're going to go over here, and we're going to actually build something here. Yeah.
That's what a kingdom is.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So you don't build a kingdom by working for a boss. You just don't. That's not how it works. That's never how it worked. It's interesting. And, I grew up, my parents worked together. My grandparents worked together. My aunts and uncles who were married, they had businesses together. So I've always seen, people truly build together. Like, it's just not their partner at home. Like, this is their partner in multiple areas of life. So, I'm like, okay, that makes more sense to me than getting up on someone else's schedule, no matter how I'm feeling or what's going on in my life. Like I said, where I could be fired or replaced, or I'm, climbing and just scratching for a certain amount of money to be written on my check. Like, I just think it's a stupid, and I get it. I mean, there's some, I've done the corporate thing. I've done that. And it was cool, you walk into your cool building with your little card.
Little girl boss situation.
Girl boss and your coffee, and you get the nice window that overlooks the city, and like, you got all these computers in front of you. You just, you got your little office. Like, it feels cool, but then it's like I'm missing out all this time with my family and my son, and like, oh, something happened at school, or so-and-so's sick and I got to go do this and that. And it's like, when you do that at home, when you actually build a structure of business at home, it's like everything else, all that stuff doesn't matter. All that stress is gone of, oh shit, I got to leave work right now. Like, oh shit, I'm going to be late today because, you know, my dog had an accident on the floor and now my boss is going to be pissed. Like, it's just, or, you know, it's that time of month for me and I don't feel good. I don't want to go in. I have a migraine or whatever. It's just different. Dude, when it's at home.
There's this like concept of, you know, like you tell your boss or you text your boss, hey, I can't come in today. And it's like, oh, find someone to replace your schedule or whatever. And it's like, I've always had a really big problem with authority in that way, where people will say, it's like, you can't make anyone work. Mm-hmm. But so many people have gotten brainwashed into thinking that someone can make them work. Mm-hmm. And it isn't until you find something like what you're talking about right now, where it's like, it's such an understanding nature that we're all in this together. Mm-hmm. And there is no, you know, like weird hierarchy here where someone has complete control over someone else. That dynamic exists way too much out in the real world. Mm-hmm. It's such bullshit.
Yeah.
Because people have real lives. And like you said, there's somebody that can, there's like your dog can have an accident, you can have a flat or whatever. And then a lot of these things can lead to potential like reprimands. And it's like, bitch, we're not fucking kids out here. We're all just trying to make society continue.
Isn't the point of being in someone's life to make it better?
Yeah.
You know? And I will tell you for a fact, because I remember when I first started talking to Jamal's very stubborn. Okay. Mm-hmm. He has not called a girl his girlfriend since he was 16 years old.
Damn.
Okay. He told me when we were talking in the talking stage, he said, it has to make sense for me to call somebody my girlfriend. You literally have to make my life better than it already is. Okay.
That's true though.
That is true. Yeah. Right. And I'm not thinking anything crazy about this. I'm like, this makes sense. Right. I have to add to his piece. Because to be honest, if I'm around, right, I can't be a liability. I can't just be burning pockets. You know, this isn't about, oh, he can give me certain things and buy me certain things, because that's just going to be costing him more money. So if he is going to pay for things for me, what am I doing for him on the back end that allows him to get that money in the first place?
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. So it's like you have to contribute to the entire picture to be in this spot. So when he made me his girlfriend, which was weird, by the way, he didn't officially ask me. How did it happen? I don't know how it happened. For me,
one day you just woke up and you were his
girlfriend. The day I realized, this is actually a funny story. The day I realized that we were together. So this was after his championship fight. Mm-hmm. We went to this party that was being thrown for him, and it broke out into a fight. A fight ended up happening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Security guard was being weird and was trying to hit on me.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
I am literally next to Jamal holding his hand, and we walk back inside because we were on the balcony. We walk back inside, and the guy is standing on the balcony in the doorway, and he tries to grab my other hand. Right. I just pull away, and I don't say anything. Right. One, I'm protecting your ass.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I'm not going to make a scene. So
that's an understatement.
So I'm just standing next to Jamal the whole time, and I'm still enjoying myself. And the guy just decides to end the party. And he says, the owner, he yells out to everybody. The owner says it's time to go. It's time for everybody to go. But the girls can stay. And we're like, okay. So Jamal's like, well, you're not talking to me. Like, he's thinking this himself. You're not talking to me, because nobody talks to me that way. So he's still, you know, having fun doing his thing. Yeah. And I'm standing next to him. And the guy, out of everybody in the room, he goes up to Jamal and he's like, I said, everybody's got to leave. Right? And Jamal said it again. You're not talking to me. He was playing like beer pong at the time.
That's hilarious.
It was funny. The guy catches the ball and was like, you know, getting in his face. And Jamal was like, hey, bro, you need to get out of my face. And then the guy just loses it. And people are like pulling him back.
Did he not know who Jamal was? This guy's retarded.
He was dumb. So he knew who Jamahal was because he said, I don't give a F about that UFC shit.
Right.
A fight breaks out. And now everybody's rushing out. Oh, God, we got to go. We got to go. And I'm still standing over here where the table was. It's not like super far, but it was far enough to where like we could have got separated. I was like, all right, let me make my way to the exit. So I start walking and, he's going out the door. And then people are like closing, like there's so many people, like a bottleneck. So many people are going through the door and they're like closing the door.
Yeah.
And people are trying to push the door closed. And he goes, first time he said this, let my girl out. I was like, oh, it's me. And he said, let my girl out, right? So I'm, just focused on getting out the door. So they open the door. Somebody clotheslines me, like puts their hand up on I don't know who it was, puts their hand up. My forehead runs into their arm. At that moment, Jamahal knocks out 3 people.
Damn.
Like in a row. It was boom, boom. And then another guy that just...
And one for good measure.
We're walking out. There's like blood on his jacket, on his shoes. And he's just calm. And I'm like, man, well, I guess I'm his girlfriend.
That's what you got out of all this?
I guess I'm his girlfriend. So after that, he started calling me his girl and referring to me as his girl. And
dang.
Isn't that funny?
True love story right there.
It was crazy. It was wild. It was so crazy. And it was really crazy because it was like everybody that was there was like, he was totally in the right, for the way people were acting and, the whole, it was for him. The event was for him, and it just went left because there were weird people there. And sometimes there's just people at places where they just want to start mess. They're not really there to have a good time.
I think they're demons, man.
It's always like man. It's truly like there's like people out there that are designed just to assigned to you, just to ruin something.
Or they've gotten, and this is getting into like spiritual stuff, but like, or they've gotten, let's say, possessed by the liquor, by whatever it is, some sort of demon overcame them and decided it's time to cause havoc.
Yeah. I'm gonna take up space and just go fuck some shit up. Yeah.
That's such bullshit. Fucking,
hey, that's true shit. When people say like everybody has their demons, yeah, it's interesting. I truly believe that there are bad spirits like assigned to certain people, like just destined to, and you'll meet them in different people in different places. Like as soon as you get rid of one person in your life, you'll that same spirit, different face, will come up somewhere else, and then you're dealing with something very similar.
Wow.
In that, and I'm not saying like, oh, this I'm good, they're bad, or they're good and I'm bad. It's just, I think everybody has their own battles that they have to overcome. They have to figure out what it is, like what's my purpose, what's out there trying to stop me from having my purpose. That's really the biggest.
And some people, they get overcome by the anger of not having that purpose.
Yeah.
Or they get into a space or a headspace where it's like they let things enter them, let's say drugs, alcohol, whatever, just cause them to act out. It's one of the things that I'm kind of obsessed with right now is apologetics. Do you know what that is?
No.
Apologetics is kind of figuring out how to argue your faith and to give an argument for particular questions. Like, let's say, just for example, somebody will say, if God is moral, then why is there suffering in the world? Why will he allow for there to be suffering in the world? It's a very simple straw man argument that people have to justify there being no God. That's what they say to themselves. And what an apologetics person would do, or somebody who practices apologetics, is they would take that question, dissect it down, actually find the verses that they're talking about that supposedly justify them, and they would find the actual context, go back to the Greek, Hebrew, Aramaic language, and figure out what is the real context of this verse and why is what they're saying just completely wrong. And here's the true meaning of, or here's why that's wrong, and here's how scripture backs that up. And so that's something that I like to do.
I know what you're talking about. I didn't know that's what it was called, though.
Yeah. And so that's something that I like to do just when I'm laying in bed, wherever, if I take a break from editing. And so when you're in that mindset of just constantly debunking all of this stuff that people say, you really get to a point where you can start to see certain things in people. Like they're dealing with a demon right now, like a literal demon.
Yeah.
And so
you can almost see it. Man, it's so crazy you decided to talk about this stuff. You can almost see it like in their eyes, in their words, in their aura. And it's really weird because there's this is something that's interesting. Maybe you could like put your 2 cents in on, but you know how like a lot of people deal with mental health struggles, right? And for the longest, in a religious practices, long time ago, before we had science and all that, that was related to demons. Badness and demons, right? And it's really interesting because you still have people that are believers, I guess you could say, that will still use that on people that are also believers, are also good people, but because they struggle with anything, they could be neurodivergent, they can have autism, ADHD, ADD, depression, anxiety, and they will like pinpoint those people and say, no, they're bad, they're dealing with demons because they have because they deal with anxiety. So but they're not harming anybody. It's just something simple going on in the brain, or something that was built over time, a pathway that you created, neurological pathway. And then, you have people that are believers that will take that and almost like prey on it,
Wow.
Prey on it like it's a demon, it's that. And, it's just really interesting to me because I'm a believer, right? But I'm also a scientist. And it's like, I truly believe that, because, there's been some people that it's like, those are opposing. That's an opposing belief.
It's not.
And I'm like, absolutely not. If you even take the time to just look at a cell, and how immaculate that is. Yeah. And then you go and you look in space and how immaculate and intricate that is. And it's like, there's no way. You can't tell me that this was not like divine.
Yeah.
You know what
Creation.
I mean? And I think God gave us humans, out of all the animals in the world, he gave us the ability to have the brains that we have to be able to do the things that we've done, which is why we are the dominant species on the planet. And science is one of those things. Science is something that we were gifted to be able to do to help each other. Yeah. I truly believe that. So I'm like, why not? Why not dig into that and learn more about yourself and other people? Yeah.
And one thing you're talking about just now that like people will use these, let's say, afflictions that people have. One good story right off the bat to talk about is the story of Mary Magdalene, where, she was just infested with all of these different afflictions. Yeah. And then she had an encounter with Jesus and then it completely just went away. And the stigma that she had attached to her was so crazy. Stay away from that woman. Yeah. And then, he comes through and then cures her, which is like what some people would say that miracles aren't true. That's one of the arguments against God. It's like miracles aren't true, and thus the miracles in the Bible aren't true. But this is all kind of like written stories. And so basically what ended up happening is she ended up becoming just like a follower, one of the most devoted followers of Jesus. Yeah. And I think that's something that's one of the stories that I can kind of point to in my own head whenever I see people who are afflicted by a lot of different because there's some people who have gotten some really tough experiences in their life. And some of those experiences stem from something that's inside, not something that happened to them. Yeah. And 100%. I don't know how you feel or how most people out there feel about miracles, but I think they're true.
Yeah. No, they are. They're very, very true. I've had some experiences of some like where my life could have ended or something crazy happened. Like I had a situation last year, and I won't go into like all the details, but I almost died. I had to get emergency surgery, and I didn't know. I had no idea what was going on. I had to get emergency surgery, and the way that worked out, like, because I had such trouble getting in with certain doctors that would actually take the time to see what was going on with me. And the third doctor finally figured out what it was. And they were like, okay, you can't go home. I was like, what do you mean? I got shit to do. Like, no, you can't leave or you're gonna die. So this, you have to stay and you have to get surgery. And I was like, that is so wild, because the first time I went to the hospital, they sent me home. And they told me it was something else. The next time I went to the doctor, they thought it was something else. And the one doctor that took the time with me is a doctor that my stepmother knew personally. And she contacted her because she was like, hey, my daughter's going through this right now. Like, we're not getting clear answers. Like, we need help. And she just, she's also a believer. She just agreed to see me. Just, my insurance wasn't even covered by her. Like, wasn't even a network. And she agreed to see me. And she was the doctor that actually found what was wrong with me. And I was like, that is crazy.
So many things had to go right.
Yeah. So my stepmom being there, right?
And having built that connection with her at some form of...
She just happened to know a doctor, right? That was able to help me and wasn't even in network with me. And because it was a life or death situation, my insurance still covered it, you know? So I was just like, that is wild. Because if I would have went anywhere else, like if I didn't talk to my stepmom that day and I didn't tell her what was going on, would I still be here? You know, like you think about things like when it's that close, you think about things, you're like, wow, it's just so weird how everything was right in place at the right time.
Yeah.
You know, even like even when I met Jamahal, like, I swear to God, I manifested him. I swear to you, I did. I swear I did. You can ask people, like, you can ask my friends, anybody that knew me at the time. Like,
I knew you at the time.
Yeah. They used to.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, I knew you at the time.
They used to call him my boyfriend. Like, he'd be on your man's fighting on TV.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't even know I existed.
Hey, yeah.
And I don't know what it was.
Remember when we used to watch cards? Yep. We used to watch the cards and we'd talk about him and the potential of y'all even being together.
Yeah.
But like he literally didn't know who you were.
Know who I was.
That's hilarious.
And then we met, and it was like, it literally worked out. So I literally tell women all the time, I'm like, manifest your man. Like, you can do it, you know? And so it's just interesting. But I don't think those things happen unless, one, you're doing right by people. And you're committed to like your higher self all the time. I don't think...
It sounds like a divine intervention.
Yeah.
Something needed to happen there in order for you to continue your purpose. And
yeah. So it's like things just lay out for you when you're operating at a certain frequency. When you're worried about someone else, when you're trying to be like bitter or angry or even defend yourself in any kind of way, or trying to manipulate your way in some way, or anything that requires you to do too much.
Yeah.
You know, things just won't come to you the same. They won't. You'll be stuck in place because you're worried about the wrong things. And for me, I've noticed now, like everything that I thought I was going to do, everything I said I was going to do. I had a notebook that I found last year where I wrote down all the people I was going to meet. And I met a lot of those people. And I was like, that is so crazy. And I forgot about the list.
Yeah.
I forgot about it. And I looked at it again. I was like, wow, I actually did that, you know? And then I was like, okay, my words are powerful. My thoughts are powerful. And
someone's listening.
The way I treat others is powerful. So it's like, all right, I'm going to be more specific about what I want.
You have to. Closed mouth doesn't get fed.
It just happens. It really happens. So I'm not saying like, I do believe manifestation is real. There is science to it as well. You know, I don't think it's any different than praying and then putting in the work to pray. Because I think some people make the mistake of, oh, just pray and no action. Right? I'm just going to pray and pray, but I'm not going to change. I'm not going to challenge my belief system. I'm not going to do better in certain areas.
Yeah, they don't want to.
I'm just going to give it to God, you know, but I'm not really giving anything to him. I'm just.
That means something. Like letting God, let Jesus take the wheel, let go, let God. That actually means something. That it just does. That doesn't just mean like stay back and don't do anything, be complacent. Like that doesn't mean that. There's so much that goes into that, and I think people forget. It's like there's so much action that needs to be had, and you need to actually be changing of heart. You need to follow the word. You need to submit.
Yeah.
If you don't do those things,
just about to say that.
Yeah. If you don't do those things, then you're not truly letting go and letting God.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So I always use, and this is the way that, I'm not trying to change, the way that the story of Jesus went or anything, but this is how I look at things for myself whenever I'm in a situation is, obviously Jesus made this the ultimate sacrifice for us, by, dying on the cross. Yeah. And what I look at that as is like, okay, you have to, it's not just about him doing that, right? That was like a archetype for all of us to do, to be, and it's to sacrifice, where you are for who you're going to be and where you're going to be. So I'm like, you have to kill certain parts of yourself, you do in a certain world in order to be in a heavenly place or to be in a better place. You
literally have to do that if you're going to change your heart.
Yeah. So that exactly. So what you're saying with the change of heart, you literally have to, it's not like people treat prayer like it's like eating healthy food.
Yeah.
Like dieting, and they'll just do it for a little bit and then they feel better and then they stop and they go right back to their habits. And that's not how you change your life. You change your lifestyle by truly changing it and doing everything different. And you have to upkeep that. You can't go back. Can't go back over there and play this game because that's not truly giving up anything. So you're still holding on to this part of you, trying to carry it with you over here where nobody can see it, right? And you think you're fooling God because you're out here praying.
Trick God.
Yeah, I know. People are trying to gaslight God all the time. You think he don't know?
Try. He don't care what your actions are. People forget that. He's not looking at your actions. He's looking at your heart.
Yeah.
You can do all the good works that you want. It's not gonna change if the heart isn't true.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've seen this, but they did oh my gosh, if I can find this, I'll send it to you. But they did a study on all of the organs in our body that give the most frequency, and it is the heart. The heart gives the most frequency that reaches the furthest. And this isn't a spiritual thing. This is a scientific experiment they did. So the heart gives the most frequency out of the entire body. And I truly believe, which it just makes sense, right? If you have that change of heart, if you're leading with your heart, and I'm not talking about love, right? Yeah. I'm talking about I am, but not in terms of romance. I'm talking about the embodiment of God. God is love, that type of, operation. Then that frequency is met. It's met with everything else around you. Everything. It's just like, how dogs can hear things that we can't. Yeah. Animals can hear things we can't. They're going to be attracted to that frequency. We can't hear it because we don't have that same.
Yeah. They can quote unquote smell fear.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. So it's like, it's this, I just believe if you operate from that space, and I'm doing this because that's like, that's the aura coming out of my heart, guys. Yeah. I just think things are met. Everything kind of just lays out in front of you. And it's just so weird how things happen. And now that I'm in a space, I'm with the man that I want to be with. I'm in the field that I wanted to be in. I didn't know I'd be doing this. I thought I was going to be commentating. Those were my plans. Those weren't the plans God had for me.
No, God's plan is better.
Yeah, way better. Yeah, way better. I make way more money doing this, and it's more fun. It's so much fun.
It's rewarding. That's why it's fun.
It's very rewarding. So rewarding, and then it's just, I don't know. It's just a beautiful experience. And so now that I'm here, and I'm like, man, I thought I wanted to commentate. And now that I'm here, like I've literally made friends with almost all the analysts that are on the mic, right? And I've had conversations with them. We chat every now and then. And I'm like, it's this close to me. If I wanted to, you know, go that route, and I could find a way to do that. It might take me a couple of years, but I could do it. And I was like, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want it. Like, you think you have these plans and these ideas. And I like the way that it's unfolded the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's just better. And I don't care. I don't care if anybody's like, oh, well, you know,
this is your potential.
She is. Yeah. Like, you could be doing more. And I'm like, I'm doing what makes me happy. I absolutely love taking care of people that I love. Mm-hmm. I really enjoy it. When I come back here and I'm not working, the first thing I do is I go to my brother's house. I watch my nephew, who I adore, and he's only 1 year old. He's so cute. And I cook and I clean their house and I just do shit to make their life easier. I enjoy doing that. Wow. They don't pay me. They don't ask me to do it. It's just something that I like doing. And I love that feeling where there's more order in their house, you know, and they're busy. They're just so busy all the time.
You came and you were a blessing, essentially, is what's happening.
Yeah.
Right?
And it just feels good to help other people. And recently I went to go help my friend. She just found out that her son is going to have to get emergency surgery. He's only a teenager. And, you know, it's just a lot to process. And, you know, I hadn't seen her in years. I came over to her house, hung out, cooked for her and the family. And I didn't even eat. I just, you know, cooked, and I was like, this just makes me happy. Yeah. It truly makes me happy. If I could get paid for doing that all the time, I would be so happy. It's just, that's just the way it is. So it works. And then with Jamahal, you know, he has a lot of kids. Mm-hmm. He has a lot of kids. That's right. And it took us about a year and some change to introduce each other to our children. So we took time. And when it happened, when we met each other's kids, it was perfect. Wow. Perfect. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, Jamahal has 6 children. That's a lot of kids. Yeah. Right? That's enough where someone's like, I don't know about that one. Yeah. And it's because, like, blended families are complicated, you know, for the most part. Sometimes there's good relationships and people in them because of that. The blending happening, and then it's like, okay, it's too much. But the way it worked for us was so perfect. Like it was like storybook perfect. And I was like, okay, well, this is great. It's just easy. I love all the kids. Even the older ones. I don't get to spend that much time with the older ones. They're like, she's 19 and his next one's like 14 or 15. So, you know,
they're in their own world.
They're in their own world, but I love all of them, and it's and I love it. I love waking up in the morning and making breakfast for them, and then they come in and they want to help. So everybody's in there doing something, and some of the kids are playing with him. Like that is like the joy of our life. It's not these fights. It's not the fights. It's not going and doing the interviews and, you know, whatever. It's like it's the home that we have, and that's
real life right there.
It's real life. It's so fun, and it's so crazy because, you know, obviously to the world it's like, oh my god, everything's like, oh, it's wrong, everything's going wrong, and their life must suck. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's great. And for we don't even go on vacation. Our vacation is being at home.
Damn,
like, dude. We come at home, and then that's how we regroup from everything. We just chill, we laugh. We probably spend 90% of the time laughing. And the kids are hilarious. I mean, we got, of course, with kids and a big ass dog running around, you know, there's going to be stuff that happens, like just accidents and stuff. But I don't know. It's just well, it's not really easy. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's a lot of work, but it's fun. It's fun for me. And I just enjoy it. He likes taking care of me and everybody around him. I like doing my part, and it just all these works.
People talking shit on the internet.
This is mainly on the internet.
It is,
because in real life it's not like that at all. We go places all the time, and there are people still like, I mean, lining up to see him. He just went to Chicago,
like a meet and greet,
did like a meet and greet thing, and while he was on stage, like some people started booing, and then as soon as he came out into the same arena, they're like, oh, Jamahal. Yeah. Like, where'd all the booze go?
You motherfucker.
Where did all the booze go? Yeah. So it's funny because you realize like fans kind of see this like as WWE. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like they're into the hype and like this is the bad guy, this is the good guy. Like they like that storyline and they really feed into it. And then when it's like time for them to actually meet you or see you, it's like all of a sudden they understand like, oh, okay, this was just for show.
Yeah, this is all entertainment.
It's entertainment. Yeah. Truly it's entertainment. And some people just go along with it. Yeah, you know?
Some people, it's their personality to cheer, to boo, to like, be super involved with it.
Yeah. But it's so crazy. So like if you think about it, right? Obviously UFC is a worldwide sport. It's not just an American sport. Mm-hmm. But the thing is and you understand algorithms, right? Mm-hmm. So like in America, if you're part of this fan base, you're gonna see the majority of how fans talk here, right?
Yeah.
The interesting thing that a lot of people don't realize is Jamahal's fan base is in other countries, like bigger.
Yeah.
So like Brazil, freaking Russia. I don't know why Russia loves him, but like China. What's the other one? Australia. They love him. London.
Maybe Saudi Arabia.
They love him. When we went to Baku, it was unreal. Like it was unreal. We couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
We could not go anywhere without people running around the corner and and like trying to get pictures. And it was amazing to see because I was like, wow, it really gives you a perspective. Now, what's interesting is Baku. People were like, where is that? I never heard of it before.
Yeah.
Baku, Azerbaijan. Where the heck is that? Right. It sounds very American of me to not be geographically intelligent, but we go and then I find out that city has the biggest fan base of UFC fighters in one city. And I think it was like, I want to say it was like 4 million or more in one particular city. Damn. Bigger than cities in the US. Yeah. That is the number one spot that has the most UFC fight fans in one city. So you can tell the difference. You can see it. And I was like, that is so interesting. And then if you think about it, you look at the UFC roster, there's probably a little bit under 600 fighters. Only 30% of them are from the US. Yeah, only 30% of fighters in the UFC are from the US. So you look at that, right? And you're like, oh, it's okay. That this is making a little bit more sense. Yeah. Why there's shit talking only maybe over here in certain places, and then you go abroad, and then you go in other countries, or you see the algorithms out there, and it's completely different.
I have always been very surprised that the UFC, for as international of a sport as it is, why they cater so much to the American audience when the markets outside of the US are arguably way bigger.
Well, they're starting to, I don't know if you noticed, but they're starting to really focus more on that. Like you saw what they did last year for Noche.
Yeah.
You know, and how much, oh God, it was beautiful. The ring girls looked so good.
Oh yeah, and that was...
it was so culturally like beautiful. I was like, that's the shit they need to be doing, right? To other countries, because other countries are a lot more grateful for this stuff than we are in America. Where I like to say Americans are like, we're like the spoiled rich kids, you know, and we don't really realize it until you go somewhere else.
We're the fucking District 1.
Yes. We're very, very privileged. And we just don't know the difference. So over in other countries, it's like they are so grateful when things like this are contributed to them or brought to them. And the way they act is just night and day difference of the fan base.
And they honor the fighters.
Oh my God, they respect the fighters so much. So much. So it's just interesting to see that, you know, and I've had people ask me like, oh, you know, how do you handle the shit talking? I'm like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
First of all, the world is very big. It's a very big place. And you know, and just for shits and giggles, sometimes Jamahal and I just go and click on the people's pages that are talking shit, and you get to see what they look like and what they're doing with their life. And it's like, huh. It's interesting.
One of our
it's just an interesting thing, you know. And sometimes we just laugh. Sometimes it's entertaining for us, but it's not. You know, it doesn't affect anything going on at the level of the UFC. It doesn't affect his money at all. You know, regardless of not if he has a loss or not, people are like, they want to see him. So he's still getting flown out places. He's still getting cards and merch and all kinds of shit sent to him that he has to sign. It's
the internet isn't a real place, man.
It's not real,
fucking
man.
Bullshit.
It's not real. It's just a place to get money. It's
a little town square. And honestly, the number of people that like comment, it's so minuscule.
It is.
Like, and they're just a vocal minority. Like, in a truest sense, they're just the people who imagine the profile, the mental profile of a commenter. Someone who feels the need to have their voice need to be heard.
Yeah.
Like, if you just take a look at that just lets you know.
Yeah, it's not so strange.
Who gives a shit?
I know, and then they'll feel like a special because they got a couple hundred views, you know, or a couple thousand
likes, or whatever.
Maybe even 1,000, right? Like a couple thousand views.
I had one clip.
Like, oh yeah, I'm getting seen, and then you look and you're like, it's like
you got
millions of people like in a fan base, and you think about it, it's like you fall in less than 1% of a voice, you know. Not saying these people don't matter. It's just when you look at things from that perspective, you're like, it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
You know? And then we know that fans are fickle. As soon as you do something that they like, all of a sudden they're like, oh,
UFC fans are particularly fickle.
I know.
There's I would argue out of all fandoms for all sports, I would say that UFC fans are some of probably rank number one in being fickle.
It's really crazy. There's not a single fighter that I've met that doesn't talk about this. They're like, man, fans suck. Like, they love them. They do love them. And then they want to do for them, and they want to be, and then they just see it and they're like, y'all are so weird. You saw how they treated Alex when he lost, you know?
What the fuck,
and
man?
It was like, bro, it's just so strange. And it's like, you guys they're fighting. You're talking about the best fighters in the world.
Yeah.
The world, dude. The world. The entire world. There's 8 billion people in the world? This is the best.
Yeah.
The best person in the world.
The 0.0001.
Yeah. And then if you look at the numbers, the amount of pro fighters, I just saw this stat the other day. I had to look it up for myself to make sure it was true. The amount of pro fighters that even make it to the UFC is less than 1%. There's only less than 600 fighters. It's like 500 and something. That's not a lot. A few years ago, it was like 800. 500 something fighters in the UFC. Only less than 1% of pro fighters actually make it to the UFC. Less than that even get to top 15. Less than that get to top 10, top 5, and less than that even get to touch gold. Even sniff it.
Yeah.
You know? And it's crazy to me, like the way some of the fans have, you know, talked about Jamahal and the way he's lost. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, I get it. If you're looking from that view, okay, sure. Fan base, we can make it up and justify it. But if you think about it in terms of, okay, life-ending injuries, life-altering injuries, but he's still fighting the best in the world. Yeah. He's not losing against Joe Schmoes. None of them. Every single person he's fought and lost against has either been a champion or fought for a championship.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know, so it's just really weird. And people are like, oh, they should quit. They should give up. They suck. Like, people are saying that about Alex when he lost. Oh, I knew it. He wasn't that good. And I'm like, bro, they did it the same with Israel Adesanya when he lost to Sean Strickland. And it's just like, they cannot wait to kick you when you're down, right? And then they'll come and literally stand in line and take a picture with you.
Yes.
And post it on their page. Vultures. Talk about how much they love you. It's so strange.
That's their profile picture. You know, they took a picture with you.
Yes. It is so weird. I saw one recently that Jamahal actually sent me. This girl, she is a fighter, I guess. Not like a pro fighter or anything. Well, maybe she is. I don't know. But she's not in the UFC. And she took a picture with John Jones. He was at her gym. And then she posted it on her page. And she's like, really cool. I got to meet John Jones, but I wish he was a good person. And then
Bitch, if you don't.
Yes. And then under the comments, they were like, why'd you take the picture with him then? Why didn't you tell him this to his face? You know?
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm allowed to take the picture. I'm like, she was justifying every single comment. And I was like, you're just a shitty person to do that. Like, you're sitting there. Literally, you see her smiling to go in, put her arm around him, take the picture. Like, she's like a nervous fan. And then she gets on her page and says,
now she's on her high horse.
I wish he was a better person. Okay, well, if that's how you feel, go around and take pictures with other people who you don't feel are good people and give them their platform too. Give them their flowers too. Or did you just do this for clout?
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
100% you did. So it's strange, you know. That part's weird to me.
That's such bullshit. That someone would take a picture and then talk shit. Nah, people are weird, man. People are weird. But yeah, dude, it's so good to finally catch up with you. Like, if you think about the way that where we both started, like, you were trying to come up in the fight world commentating journalism. I was trying to come up as a cinematographer in the fight space. You know, we were both networking, and now we've both kind of like seen the other side, and we're like, okay, let's take a step back. Yeah. And what's really important.
Right. Yeah.
We did it, dude.
Yeah. Look at us.
Look at us. Yeah.
Yeah, this place is nice. You ever heard that little clip of
Paul Rudd?
No, yes, that's the one I was just doing now, but the one of Tiffany Haddish in the movie, she's like, this is nice. There's no roaches in here. That's how I felt when I came to the studio. I was like, I like this.
I appreciate it. And I thank you so much for coming. And truthfully, I've gotten to a point where I was like, okay, let me just take this as a slow pace. And I was going to start reaching out to see who like the next guest was going to be. And then you just text me out of nowhere. And you're like, hey, 3 days from now, are you open? And I was like, perfect. And then look at us. We did it. Yeah. So thank you for reaching out. I feel like this is a perfect way for us to reconnect after so long. Yeah. We both started in much the same place, and now we're both here. Yeah, and thank you for coming and kind of like giving perspective on that side of the fight world, because I think it's what people don't get to see. Yeah, it's very different on the other side, but it's beautiful. It's tough, but it's beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful experience. And thank you for having me. Of course. Again, I would love to do this again. I don't know when you're in town. You're probably going to be here and there. Yeah. But we'll figure it out again. Yeah. Probably by the time you come back, I'll probably be onto live streaming. We'll see. Oh, yeah. That's where I want to go next. I should bring some guests with me. I'm definitely coming back because he gets Starbucks for the guests and stuff and waters. So, you know, you guys are making the trip out here. It's like, I appreciate it. You know, it's the least I can do. Usually podcasts won't do that. Oh, no? No, yeah, I don't know what other people be doing. I mean, it depends. Sometimes they will do cool stuff. Like, it's usually like alcohol or something. But I got a healthy tea. Yeah. And water. It's way better options. Potentially Monster and Coke Zero if you wanted it. Yep. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this really behind the curtains peek at what kind of the UFC is, what internet culture is. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure to like and subscribe, hit that notification button. And you got anything to say? Anything you want to plug? Just do great things in your life, guys. Heck yeah. Try new things. Change your heart. You never know where it'll lead you. Try new things. We'll put your the handle and stuff. Jamahal and I have a podcast called War Council. It's an analyst show where we break down pay-per-view fights for the UFC, which the pay-per-view will be ending in 2026. So we will be... Who knows how that structure is going to go? Yeah, really. I don't know how that structure is going to go. But we'll still be breaking down big cards and stuff. And we have, every now and then, we'll have some cool guests come on that are preferably in the top 10, you know, or maybe some like pretty good, well-known coaches or nutritionists or something come on the show. And it's a lot of fun. Yeah. It's fun. It's a cool, nice setup. It's classy, you know. It looks really good. Oh my God. I got a good production team out there. Yeah, they're awesome. Quan is shout out Quan. Quan is dope. So yeah, you can catch us on there, and then Jamahal's always he's building right now like production stuff, and you know we're strategizing on building more content, and you got to do it. Like fighters have to do it outside. It's a short career, and so figuring out how to make a career after fighting absolute necessity. And I think that you guys are doing a great job of it.
Thanks.
And so
yeah, he's smart. I'm kind of smart. You know, it works out. We compliment each other well. So yeah, but that's you can find us. Find us on War Council.
Check out the War Council, and then make sure to like and subscribe. We'll put handles up, and we'll catch you on the next one.